Some pretty noteworthy comments, Evan, from former Attorney General Bill Barr, who went on Fox today. Here's what he said.
What people are missing is that all the other documents taken, even if they claim to be executive privilege, either belong to the government because they're government records, even if they're classified, even if they're subject to executive privilege. They still belong to the government and go to the archives. People say this was unprecedented. Well, it's also unprecedented for a president to take all this classified information and put them in a country club, okay? And how long is the government going to try to get that back? You know, they jawbone for a year. They were deceived on the voluntary actions taken. They then went and got a subpoena. They were deceived on that. They feel, and the facts are starting to show that they were being jerked around.
Evan, he's taking sides with DOJ and the FBI, certainly not with Trump here.
No, and that really stuck out to me, Brianna, because we hadn't heard from Bill Barr. And look, he is somebody who is, tuned a little bit to think that the people are out to get the former president. You know, this was the view he had, certainly when he was Attorney General, that the FBI and some of these folks were out to get him. What you now see, the fact that, it's taken this long, there's a reason why you haven't heard from him is, he was waiting to see some of these facts come out, and now he clearly feels that there's enough out there and there's enough in these court documents that really paint a very damning picture of the former president. And that's the reason why you've heard those words from him. And, look, what he's saying is right. The idea that, Trump and some of his lawyers are trying to claim that, he had the right just by virtue of being president to just leave with whatever he wanted. That's just not how it works. And so the former Attorney General is saying, these are your records. These are the public's records. These are not the president's.
Sean, John Bolton, who, of course, was Trump's national security advisor, said he wouldn't be surprised if classified documents are at other Trump properties. Do you think that's something investigators may be pursuing?
They absolutely have to, Brianna. Look, when we look at where these documents were, we know that these documents were being handled because there were some documents in the storage area. There were documents in different places in the former president's office. So that suggests that these documents weren't simply taken from the White House in boxes and stored someplace in Mar-a-Lago. They were actively being handled. So it's important that investigators look at surveillance video. It's important that they look at other locations where the president may have been or where the president's team or staff may have been, to find out whether or not, as the president was doing business, as he was going about what he does as a former president, whether or not some of those documents were moved. And again, this is the reason why this intelligence community assessment is so important.
And